Hey, what's going on, guys? Today I'm bringing you guys the sixth episode of our gameplay series. And if you guys might have noticed, I've been away for about a week or so. And what had happened was I kind of lost my base. So the account that I had been playing with got overwritten with a new one somehow. And I've been talking to the developers to try and fix that situation. But so far nothing has happened. As you guys can see, I'm playing with a different account. The username is the same. But I've been working on this on the side as well. And the plan was just to have a backup account and maybe even bring you some different gameplays from this base. So as you guys can see, it's also a level 7 account, and I've been working on this for a while, and I haven't bought any of the workers or the gems, so I've been playing without those. I've been doing pretty well and been able to get up to 4 workers, and I have about 1,000 gems as well. So even if my old account isn't restored, I'll still be fine with this one. So as you guys can see in my clan, I had two different accounts playing with General Nick. So I'm just gonna show you guys the base is still there, but somehow I can't access it, and they said they're working on it, and hopefully they can soon link it back to my account, and we can start working on that again. So as you guys can see, it's been attacked a bunch of times, but there's no way for me to access it. And what had happened was my clan was also set to closed, and unfortunately people haven't been able to enter it, so hopefully that'll also be fixed pretty soon. So moving back to this base, I'll just take a couple of minutes just to show you guys around. I've used a pretty different base design from what I've been using on my other account. As you guys can see, I've got the clan center in the center, and I've just basically surrounded my units with defensive buildings all around. So I've got my 3 mortars, just trying to have them in the center and trying to cover as much of the base as possible. So whenever I'm attacked, I can basically take care of my resources, which I've left in the middle. So 1 gold storage and 1 oil storage are right there. If you guys have noticed, as you guys fill up those storages, one fills up faster than the other. So if you guys are looking to save your resources, keep an eye out for which one has most of your resources so that you can protect that one better. I've also got a couple of flame towers just to protect that side on the top. I've been getting attacked from that end a lot. As you guys can see, most of the other side of the base has 2 layers of walls. This one only has one. So most of the people, when they attack me, tend to drop their troops from that side. So I'm gonna try to basically work on those walls today, maybe get some more gold. As you guys can see, I have 1.3 million already, and basically work on those walls and maybe even do a couple of defensive upgrades as well. Maybe the mortars or the flame towers. See how much gold we can basically get today. So the Jerichos, I've basically put them on either end. I don't get attacked too much by the air, but I've put them pretty far apart. That way I can cover most of the base. So if and when I do get attacked by those Black Hawks or those Hornets, I have enough protection against those. So I've also been working on my troops. I finally upgraded the lab to wherein I can start working on those level 4 troops. I don't have the nurse yet. As you guys can see, the barracks are still at level 7. So hopefully I can get to a million oil today and start working on that upgrade as well. I already did upgrade my gunner to level 4, so that's been helping a lot in the attacks. They're a pretty good unit to have to act as a shield for the rest of your troops, and level 4 has been doing pretty well for me. Hopefully I can get that nurse soon and basically, keep them alive during the attack for longer. So what I've been doing is basically using up a dozen of those gunners and about 30 to 40 riflemen and about 50 of spies, because I'm still trying to get as much resource as I can every time I attack. So those spies are definitely a help. The more the better. My army is already up to 180 capacity, so that's been doing pretty well for me. So let's just go ahead and jump into a couple of attacks, see how much gold we can get, and then come back to base and maybe do some upgrades. And I definitely need to start working on the walls at the top of my base. So looking at this first base, you've got a level 7 command center, and what he's done is he's basically surrounded his base with the barracks, the oil rigs, and the rally points, just so anyone attacking him would have to drop the units far away from those walls. So basically his defenses are on the outside, as you guys can see. The gold storages are on the inside. But looking at the oil rigs, hopefully most of the resources are in the collectors. He's also left a spawn point right there at the left side. It may be rigged with a trap or something, but we'll check it out. So for this attack, what I did was I basically brought in a different kind of army. For the army composition, I've got 21 Hornets. They're still level 3 and I don't really like using them at that point, but I'll still go ahead and try them out just to change things up a little. I've got 6 gunners, 24 riflemen, a few spies, and 10 wall breakers as well, just to help me get through to the base. So what I'm going to try to do is, as you guys can see, he's got a Jericho right there. So I'm going to go ahead and try to see if I can bring that down and then basically start dropping my Hornets and see if I can take this base down. So I went ahead and dropped in a gunner and one Hornet, just trying to see the range of that flame tower and the Jericho over there. And then I'm going to follow that up with the rest of my troops. So I also dropped in a bunch of riflemen to start taking care of some of those gold mines on the outside, a few spies as well. And as you guys can see, I dropped in about 8 to 10 of those Hornets at the same time. And they were able to bring that flame tower down, but as you guys can see, they're taking a lot of damage from that Jericho, and they brought that down pretty easily. So as you guys can see, even at level 3, the Hornets are pretty weak, and even if you do decide to use them, make sure you drop all of them at the same time. I basically held some back, and that ended up hurting me because that Jericho was able to bring them down. I've taken care of most of the bottom half of the base, as you guys can see. I'm pretty much out of troops at this point. I won't be able to beat the base, but there's still some oil at the top, so I'm going to see if I can steal some. But that mortar was able to kill the rest of my riflemen. So just wanted to show you guys a different army composition. It wasn't very successful, so hopefully when I can upgrade the Hornets to level 4 and level 5, maybe we'll have more success with these. Alright, so moving on to the next base, we've got about 390,000 in resources, so this is definitely one that you want to attack. Even though he's got some pretty good defensive setup, basically he got a couple of mortars. I don't know why he's left that third mortar out, but that's better for us. He's got a pretty high level flame tower at the top. I think it's a level 3 or 4, 4 I think. Looking at the oil rigs, they're pretty full, but they're not very high levels, so I'm sure a lot of resources would be in the collectors, but there should be a pretty good amount in the storages as well. So looking around the base, he's got again surrounded by the rest of his buildings, basically trying to protect his base and forcing anyone attacking him to drop their troops farther away from his base. So there's a good number of freebies on the outside, so I'm going to try to see if I can pick them off and basically get some ratings on this one to make up for that last attack. So I'm just going to start dropping my riflemen around the base, see wherever I can pick up free buildings. As you guys can see, that mortar picked off one of my riflemen, so that's not a good spot. And once I'm done with this, basically I'm just going to wait till they're done and then start dropping in the rest of my troops. This way, hopefully, I'll have a few percentage points and get up to 20-30% before I start dropping in the rest of my army and get to those resources and even get some ratings as well. I just went ahead and sped this up for you guys a bit so you guys didn't have to watch it in real time. And now that those buildings on the outside are done with, I went ahead and started dropping in my gunners and some wall breakers, try and get to that flame tower and that mortar. So I can start dropping my spies and get to that storage and the gold and the oil storage both. So as you guys can see, the resource collectors on the bottom are all taken care of now. I'm going to try to get to this oil storage as well. I've got my spies left. I've got another gunner left. I'm going to save him till later. Basically try to distract those defenses at the top. At this point, I still had a bunch of army troops left, but if you guys have noticed, I kind of lost track of the time that was left on this base, and with 20 seconds left to go, I still have over 200,000 resources left on the base, and I didn't realize this till there were about 5 to 10 seconds left in the attack, and basically wasn't able to salvage much of it. So at this point, I kind of noticed that time was running out, and I decided to start dropping the rest of my spies. I was still able to get about 30,000, but I still did leave over 150,000 on the base. Not a bad attack though. I did get over 230,000 in resources from that one, so I can't really complain too much. Coming back to base, as you guys can see, we're up to 1.8 million in gold. We've got 500,000 in oil. I wasn't able to collect enough to start working on that nurse upgrade from the barracks, but I've got four free workers, so with that amount of gold, I should be able to get some defensive upgrades going and maybe even start working on some of those walls. So let's see what I want to do here. Basically, I want to try to strengthen my defenses at the top of the base so I don't get killed from that side because I've been losing a lot of gold from people attacking me from the top. I don't really want to do the Jerichos right now. Maybe that watchtower is still only a level 4. My other watchtowers are pretty well upgraded to level 5 and 6. Maybe even the flame tower. So I've got about 1.8 million, and I should be able to do that and a couple of others. So that brings me to 1.3. And basically, what I want to do here is switch those watchtowers. That way, I'm not losing any defense at the top, and my base still stays strong at that part. So I can't really do another mortar because I don't have enough. So I'm just gonna go ahead with that Jericho and maybe a cannon. So before I do that last one, I've only got one worker left. I do want to start upgrading those buildings, sorry, the walls. That way I don't waste any of the gold and leave it behind in the storages. So we've got about another. Right, so I was able to do four walls and I can start working on upgrading that cannon to level 6. So I won't be able to do the nurse. I won't even be able to do any upgrades in the research lab. So basically, we'll have to start collecting some oil and start working on that in the next episode, maybe. So I'm just gonna go ahead and start training some troops for the next time. And I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. Hopefully my base will be back soon so I can bring you guys even more videos and start taking care of my clan again. Make sure to leave your comments below. I would love to hear what kind of army composition you guys would like for me to try out. And as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.